What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm SwipaCam. Welcome to the channel. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all, we are almost at 8,000 subscribers. I know we can get there this week. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 8,000 subscribers this week. We're going up, blowing the channel up. Let's keep it going, So, I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets playing against the Detroit Pistons on January 23rd, 2022. And the Denver Nuggets get a lot closer of a victory than you would have liked, 117 to 111, and they beat the Detroit Pistons, and it took an MVP caliber performance from Nikola Jokic, which says a lot. I said this on Twitter, y'all. I said it's crazy to me that the Denver Nuggets have to get an MVP type of game in order for Jokic to have to carry this team to be able to beat the Detroit Pistons, who are one of the worst teams in the NBA. Granted, now the Detroit Pistons had a hot shooting night. They shot 38% from three, but they made a bunch of them in the fourth quarter. The Denver Nuggets shot 35 from the three-point line. But the thing is, everybody shot well. It's 56% from the field for Detroit, 52% for the Nuggets. It was just one of them nights, man. Like, Detroit was hitting everything. Look at the Detroit numbers. 18, 5, and 8 for Cade Cunningham. 11, 7, and 3 for Bay. 18, 3, and 6 for Joseph. 18, and 3, and 1 for Stewart. And for Diallo, 9, 2, and 2. But they had 18 off the bench from Trey Lyles, former Denver Nugget. It was just one of them nights, man, where they were just hitting shots, and the Denver Nuggets weren't making a bunch of shots from their starters. The defense was really loud, especially at the guard position. Monte Morris didn't have a great game. Will Barton didn't have the best of the game. Austin Rivers had a decent game shooting, but even defensively they struggled. You know, it's just one of them nights, man. But again, Nikola Jokic tonight, 36 minutes, had 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Missed his 5th straight triple-double just by a little bit. But he had 12 of 19 shooting. 1 of 6 from 3, not great, but he was 9 of 10 from the free throw line. 1 block with 2 steals. And he was a plus 12. Nikola Jokic was the highest plus-minus tonight. The rest of the starters were a plus 3, plus 3, plus 1, and plus 3. He played with the bench unit for a little bit. But really, whenever he was in the game, Isaiah Stewart was in the game, and that's just not a good matchup for Isaiah Stewart. And again, 34, 9, and 8. Like I said, a great shooting night. Another great performance from Nikola Jokic. It wasn't anything to write home to your folks about, but he got the job done. You know, he had some clutch baskets in there. My whole thing with the way that Jokic is officiated, though, is I've watched Joel Embiid this season. I see when he falls or when he gets hit and he makes a noise, like he just knows, like, there's a way that I can get my body contorted in the air or towards the ground that's going to give me a foul. And Jokic fell like 3 times today. Jokic also had a double team where his arms were getting slapped and they weren't calling fouls. You know, he got 10 free throws tonight, but he could have had more and he should have had some more. The thing about, like, Jokic is he's averaging 5.5 free throws a game, but he's in the paint more than almost anybody else in terms of just conducting the offense. He also has more touches per game, at 100 touches per game than anybody else in the NBA for a pretty significant margin, but he doesn't have the free throws, doesn't get the foul calls. So it's really frustrating. They even had to get a technical today because he wasn't getting any calls. So it just wasn't a great game. Wasn't a greatly officiated game. Detroit had 29 personal fouls. The Nuggets had 22, but like I said, man, they were just really hacking him a lot. Detroit had 5 blocks and 4 steals. The Nuggets had 8 steals tonight. The rebounding battle was split, 34 even. There were not a lot of rebounds to go around tonight because everybody was hitting shots. Like I said, 52% from the field and 56% from the field. The other part about it, too, it was 8 offensive rebounds for the Nuggets. Tonight, Aaron Gordon had 13, 4, and 3 on 5 of 8, 1 of 3, and 2 of 4. He was a plus 3. Austin Rivers, 11, 1, and 2. He was 4 of 7 and 1 of 4. He was also a plus 3. Monte Morris, again, like I said, not a great game. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 of 9, 0 of 2, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He was only a plus 1 with 1 turnover. And Will Barton had 14, 6, and 5. That's about what you want from Will Barton. Shot over 50% again, shot over 40% from 3 again. And he was a plus 3 as well. So, again, decent game, but defensively, Michael Malone said, I think over the last 5 games or so, they have the 30th ranked defense in the NBA. And that kind of continued tonight, and it wasn't really because of Jokic. You know, Isaiah Stewart had 10 points in the first quarter, but we've already had this discussion that, again, that's what teams do in the first quarter. They try to load up and see if they can make Jokic tired and try to see if they can get some points in the paint. Again, Rashawn Holmes, you know, now Isaiah Stewart, Dwight Howard, that's just a part of what happens. But 8 points the rest of the game and only had 3 rebounds. So it just wasn't a great game from the perimeter defensive standpoint. It did not play super well. The bench, Denver Nuggets bench, man, had their best game in a while. Again, granted, Detroit Pistons, they do not have good games traditionally against good teams. Detroit is a really bad team. Brendan Forbes tonight, 21 minutes, had 12 points and 1 rebound, 4-9 from the field, 2 of 5 from the three-point line, 2 of 5 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He was a +4 tonight. Brendan Forbes had a lot of actions tonight to give him the ball in open space, and he had some dribble penetration floaters and dribble penetration mid-range shots. He had 9 shots tonight, again, which led the bench. He had 13 shots last game. I think that's what this is going to be. I think if you're going to have Facundo Campazzo on the court with him, that's going to help him to be able to get the ball and make him an off-ball scorer. And, again, he even stepped in with the starters at some point as well. And it really, one of the best moments of the game was when Nikola Jokic got double-teamed and Brendan Forbes was out a skip pass away. And literally, like, he kicked it over to Brendan Forbes, and it was a wide-open three-pointer. So I think that's some of the things we're going to see as we go further into the season, go into the playoffs. Brendan Forbes has an opportunity to really get them some buckets and key moments. Facundo Campazzo had his best game in a while. 9 points, 1 rebound and 3 assists, and 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 2 steals. He was a +2. Now, I don't want to talk about this a lot because, this is a basketball channel. I started this because I wanted to talk basketball, but if you didn't know, some of the Argentinians, a couple Argentinians on Twitter called me a nigga because I had been posting stats about Facu, plus-minus stats. Obviously never degraded them, the same way we talk about it now, the same way we talk about it in the video. I bring up data, and the data says that of the 500-plus teams, he's had the worst plus-minus of any player in the NBA by 111 points as of last game. Andy Bailey said the same thing. Ryan Blackburn said the same thing. Adam Mars talked about this. But, again, I'm the only black person that covers the Nuggets that's been as vocal, that has his own channel, has his own platform. There's obviously Superstar Dev, but, he doesn't necessarily talk about it like that. I'm really the only one. So I know that is going to can allow for some degradation, for some hate, for some racial attacks. And it is what it is. I'm not going to stop talking, though. I think the biggest thing that I really need, and I got from some of the Nuggets community, is his support online. Just making sure when you do see that stuff that you're addressing it. Just making sure you're bringing it up, you're talking to people about it, like what you're doing ain't cool, like it's out of pocket. Because then what happened was when I brought it up, there were some Argentinians, not all, that would try to justify it and say that's a part of the culture or something like that. But I can tell you that what we know about Facundo Campazzo, that he doesn't support any of that. He's never. I doubt knows that he has this faction of people that are putting racial diatribes out there or putting things in Ryan Blackburn DMs about him being fat or threatening messages his way, or even other people. It's toxic. It obviously is not a part of what we are doing on this channel. So again, I'm not going to stop talking basketball and speaking facts. If people are not playing well, I'm gonna say it. They're playing well, I'm gonna say it. Right now, he had a good game tonight. Best game he's had in a while. Had 9 and 3, 4 of 6, and 1 of 2 from the three-point line. He didn't score the last 2 games, and then tonight he scored 9 points. That's great. But the fact of the matter is, I know that you'll do, but calling people niggas, that's not going to get it done, man. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So, anyway, Facu had a decent game tonight. Zeke Naji had 12 points and 3 rebounds, 5 of 5 from the field, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And he also was a +3 tonight. Zeke Naji didn't start the game off super strong, but he ended up playing pretty well. Hit those 3-pointers. That was huge. They were both corner threes, right off the right corner threes especially. Davon Reed, 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 of 4 from the field, and he was 2 of 3 from the three-point line. And again, he's shooting 43% on the year. Zeke Naji's around that same place, so he was a +3. Boogie Cousins got his debut tonight. He was a -4. That first stint I think is really where it came from. He was really good in that second stint. They were up 15 at one point in time. And then they started the Pistons went on a little bit of a run. But 2 points, 6 rebounds. He was only 1 of 7 and 0 of 3 and 0 of 2. Not great, but again, man, he really made a difference in there with that unit because having a 6'11" bigger player out there, it really changed the dynamic of the court. I would like to see him screen a little bit better, a little bit harder. He didn't do a great job on screens today, but he did a good job in being a presence in there. And like I said, getting 6 rebounds, that helps. It's not a big deal. But it's a big deal because now you got somebody on the board. You can let Facu get out in the paint. You can let Forbes be on the paint. You can even help Zeke Naji out on that. Let him kind of be on the perimeter a little bit more like he likes. And then having Davon Reed as a sniper and stuff as well. So, it wasn't a really pretty game. Didn't feel good. The Denver Nuggets play again on Tuesday, January 25th, so 2 days from now. Like I said, it wasn't really a great performance. Didn't feel too good about anything that was kind of happening. But again, they got to win. And that's what's important. And the Denver Nuggets are the 6th seed. They're 2 games back behind the Mavericks. 2 games back behind the Mavericks for the 5th seed, and they can get that here in the next couple of weeks. And that puts them a game and a half above the Timberwolves, and that puts them 2 games above the Lakers in the AC. So, and then also puts them 2.5 games above the Clippers. So separate themselves from the 7th and 8th seed, and then catch up and get back up there around that 5th seed. And I think that's an opposition for them, and I think that's a good chance. And again, for Jokic's MVP candidacy, I think they need to be the 5th seed. So anyway, y'all, love y'all. That's it. That's going to do it for this episode, y'all. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. We're doing Twitter Spaces all the time now. Having great conversations, man. Follow me, SwipaCam. Let the people know this is the channel you know and love. Hey, we will see y'all soon.